So today we're going to be discussing the pluperfect tense. And pluperfect is used to describe something that happened before the past. And it's supposed to be translated as had blanked. Okay, so the pluperfect tense is actually really similar to the perfect tense. And the main reason for that is because it's also formed by taking your third principal part and you cross off the I, of course. Cross off your last letter. The difference with pluperfect and perfect is the endings that it uses. And remember I told you that with the perfect passive tense, we're supposed to use the present tense of assume in the passive. Now it turns out in the pluperfect, you're going to use the imperfect tense of assume in both the active and passive forms. So let's go ahead and make our chart. Singular and plural. 1, 2, 3. And again, we'll just use, I've used this verb a lot, but I'm just going to go ahead, I'll write it down. Amo, amare, amawi, and ... because the rest is not very important. What's important is that we have our third principal part, cross off the I, and we're left with our stem. Okay, so I'm just going to introduce the endings by conjugating a verb. Let's go ahead and put down our stem everywhere, and I'll put the ending in a different color just so that it stands out. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and give you your endings. And it goes eram, eras, erat, eramus, eratus, erant. Okay, so there you go. These are your, the underlined portion are your endings for the pluperfect tense. And as I said, it actually turns out that these endings that are used for the active form of the pluperfect are also going to be used for the passive form of the pluperfect, although they're different. So let me go ahead and jot down that this is the active right there. And I'm going to go ahead and we can start on the passive. And it's right over there. Let's go ahead and make another chart. And like I said, imperfect is very similar to pluperfect is very similar to the perfect forms. And we start out by jotting down our fourth principal part of the word. And I'll go ahead and just write down from above, amatus. This is our fourth principal part. And I'll just make it, I'll just go ahead and make it make it neuter endings. So we go ahead, and in the singular, we want to make it nominative, neuter, singular, and we go ahead and write it down in our first 3 rows. And now for the plural, we want to use the plural endings of the nominative neuter, so we make it amata, because that is the neuter plural nominative ending. And now what we do, if you remember, we used the present tense of assume for our passive. Now we're going to use the imperfect tense of assume, which just so happens to be the same as the endings for the active. So remember though, for passive, they're 2 separate words. So let's just go ahead and write them down. Eram, eras, erat, eramus, eratus, erant. And let me just go ahead and make a line in the center so you separate them more. Okay, So now that I've conjugated, I'll just go through again, name the key points. Pluperfect translated as had blanked. You get your stem for the active from the third principal part. You cross off the I and add the imperfect tense of sum, which is aram, aras, arat, aramus, aratus, arant. Then for the passive, you're going to take your fourth principal part, match the ending to your subject, and then you're going to tack on for a second word. You're going to use the imperfect tense of sum again, but remember they're two separate words. So that's pretty much all you need to know about the imperfect. Thanks for watching.